Hey Barrelheads, Four Roses just dropped 3 brand new single barrel releases. And you know, we had to put them to the test.
Yep, we're talking OESO, OESK, and OBSF. What do these codes even mean and which one's the best? Stick around and find out.
All right, so if you're new to Four Roses, you might be looking at these labels and thinking, what the hell do these letters mean? And honestly, we don't blame you.
Four Roses does things a little differently. Instead of just saying single barrel like everyone else, they've got this code system that's actually pretty helpful because it tells you a lot about the whiskey inside the bottle. And today, we're gonna break it all down for you.
We're gonna fill you in on what these codes mean, what to expect flavor-wise, and of course, what we're tasting in all 3 of them.
I mean, we have to taste them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a given.
We are gonna taste
They're
them.
in front of us. The people want to know.
I haven't had the luxury of trying these beautiful bottles, Ryan, and I cannot wait.
And if you're wondering whether they're worth hunting down, we'll give our final verdict at the end, so let's get into it. Four Roses has a total of 10 unique bourbon recipes, and each one is a combination of 2 things, the mash bill and the yeast strain. So in this 4-letter code right here, the first letter is always O, which stands for Four Roses Distillery. And you're probably thinking, okay, where did the O come from? Well, it's actually a throwback when Seagram's used to own many distilleries around the country, and Four Roses back then was called Old Prentice, hence the O.
That's really awesome. That's a really cool bit of history there.
Yeah. Now the second letter tells you the mash bill. There's E, which is 75% corn, 20% rye, and 5% malted barley. That's the lower rye option. And then there's B, which has more rye, which is 35% instead of 20%. And that's gonna give it a spicier kick. The third letter is always S, meaning straight whiskey. But the last letter, that's where things get a little interesting. That's the yeast strain, and it really changes up the flavor, and Eddie's very excited to tell you about it.
That's right. I am a nerd when it comes to yeast. I don't know why, but I love that stuff. Because in my whiskey learning journey, I've discovered that the yeast plays such a significant role in making the whiskey. Along with ethanol and carbon dioxide, the yeast creates congeners during the fermentation process. And these congeners have a massive impact on the final flavor of the whiskey. While there are thousands of yeast strains that we know of, Four Roses uses 5. V, which gives you a flavor of delicate fruit. K, which imparts more flavors of light spice and caramel. O, which gives you rich fruit flavors. Q, which is more floral and herbal. And F, which is more herbal and minty. So there you have it. 2 mash bills and 5 yeast strains that give us the 10 different recipes from Four Roses.
And of those 10 today, we're gonna be talking about 3 of them, which are the 3 most recent single barrel releases from Four Roses. All right, are you ready to meet the contenders for today?
I am so ready. I am ready like Ready Eddie.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so first up, we've got the OESO. This one's made with the E mash bill, so lower rye, and the O yeast strain, which is rich fruit. So that means we should expect some stone fruits like plums and cherries, caramel, and hopefully a nice vanilla backbone.
Oh, I love vanilla backbones. Next up, we've got the OESK, which is the same mash bill. So still the lower rye, right?
Yep.
But we've got the K yeast, which brings more of the baking spice and the caramel. This should feel a little bit warmer on the palate, give you a feeling a little bit more like winter time, and you want to just sit by a fireplace knitting again.
You and your freaking knitting.
This is the perfect one for that. So get your sweaters ready and start knitting those suckers, baby.
All right, and last but not least, we got the OBSF. Now this one switches things up because it's got the B mash bill, which is the higher rye, and the F yeast strain, which is herbal and minty. So we should be getting some notes of like black tea or spearmint, and probably a little bit more spice too from the extra rye content.
And one more thing, all 3 of these bottles are 100 proof, aged approximately 7 to 9 years, and the MSRP on these suckers are $50 to $55.
And if you happen to miss out on these this year, Four Roses says they're gonna continue to introduce a new set of single barrels every year, and they're gonna rotate among the different recipes. Now, I'm done talking, we're gonna drink. First up, man.
All right, we're gonna do the OESO first.
Yeah, you wanna do the honors?
Yes, I do. Oh, the smell.
Yeah, I'm getting definitely get some oak a little bit, and some strawberry notes.
Yes, strawberry notes. I get a lot of strawberries. I feel like freshly picked strawberries in a glass.
Yeah.
A little bit of baking spices too.
Yeah, actually, I do get some of that in there as well.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of like that cherry pie sort of resemblance, right? Like either strawberry pie, cherry pie, that type of rich red fruit. That's what I'm getting here.
That is a really good sipper.
It is. That is really nice.
That goes down silky smooth.
It has some bite.
A little bit.
It has a little bit of bite. For it being so fruit forward, it has a little bit of a bite.
Yeah,
And I'm getting some vanilla notes in there as well.
definitely.
I do get a little bit of the oak.
Yeah.
I get a little bit more heat than I was expecting,
Yeah.
but still very fruit forward.
You know what's funny? Some of these I get the bite like on the tongue. I got the bite here.
Oh,
I felt it.
that's gonna burn coming out.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it coming. And I'm here to smell it.
You feel it coat the whole way down.
Yes.
Like just a warm pour.
Oh, it's a warm pour.
Yeah.
Warm summer's eve.
Which is not today.
Not today, but it is in my body right now.
Oh God.
Do you have summer's eve in your body? You let us know in the comments below.
If anybody comments on that part right there, I will be thoroughly amazed. Yes.
If we still have viewers after that comment, I will be thoroughly amazed.
Oh man.
All right, are we ready for part 2?
I'm ready.
I'm ready for the OESK single barrel. Ooh, I like the sound of that
A
one.
little squeak pop.
Yeah.
That's how I sound getting out of bed in the morning. Oh my God.
Okay, so this to me is more of my jam.
Yes.
At least on the nose.
I'm getting a lot of like cookie notes in this.
Yes. Yes, I am getting a lot more cinnamon and cloves on this.
I get a lot of brown sugar, vanilla.
Yes, brown sugar too. Yeah, I get vanilla also, but to me, like it's very much like baking spice forward.
Yes.
Like you're baking a pumpkin pie or an apple pie without the fruit. I'm not getting a lot of fruit in this.
Oh. So, initial thought right off the bat, this one was a much quicker finish than the OESO, but it was much more enjoyable in my opinion. Because the smell with the baking spices, I got that a lot on the back end too, and even though it was a quick finish, that's what I enjoy, is that type of flavor.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that this one has a quicker finish than the first one. This one, so the description in the back says that it has tea leaves and caramel sort of notes when you're tasting it, and I could totally get that. I didn't get it on the nose at all.
Yeah,
the,
me neither.
the tea leaves. On the taste, I'm getting a lot more of that tea leaf sort of, green tea sort of finish. I expected it to be a little sweeter than it actually is, but I am getting a lot of really interesting flavors there as well.
Yep. I think for me personally, I enjoyed the nose of this one more than the taste. Like the taste was good, don't get me wrong, but I was looking forward more to the taste after smelling it, and it disappointed a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like it had a lot of the notes that were on the nose, but not all of them. And honestly, it mellowed out the sweetness that I was expecting. I would say that I enjoyed this one a little bit more than this one right now.
Okay.
But it still had something that was a little bit missing for me.
Okay. Really, the big difference between these two so far has been the yeast strain. And that's it. It's the same low rye mash bill. So it's not until we get to this guy right here where we change up both the mash bill and the yeast strain.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
These are two of the same whiskeys, and the yeast strain is what changes everything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it is something that with a lot of distilleries hold near and dear. They don't share their yeast strain with anybody because of that very reason.
Right?
Ooh.
Oh, nice pop there.
Nice pop. It wasn't a squeaker, but it was a little quiet pop. I liked it.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm definitely getting more of the rye in this one.
I'm getting a lot more of the rye. Yeah.
Yeah. I even get some banana notes in here.
Do you? I get more like green apple
Do you?
than I do banana. I
Yeah.
get a little bit more green apple.
This is nice.
I still get some of those baking spices in here as well. Like to me, this is more. If we had a cherry pie in the first tasting, this one to me is more like an apple pie on the nose. It might surprise me.
That
when I
is
taste
true.
it, so.
That is true. Oh, wow. That is different, but not in a bad way. It's just totally different than the first two that we've tried.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't feel like it's even the same
No.
brand.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. This to me is thicker, is creamier. It has a lot more of the caramel notes than I was expecting from the other ones. Okay. I really like this a lot.
Yeah. And this one has a little bit more of a kick to it as well on the tongue.
Yeah.
Which you should expect if it's high rye, but I'm definitely getting that.
Right. But for a high rye that I got rye immediately on the nose.
Yeah.
The flavor profile to me doesn't have the same heat that this one does.
Nope.
It does have some heat, but to me this one has a little bit more kick. And I find this one very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm getting some cocoa flavors there as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that one better than I thought I was gonna like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, based on the nose?
Yeah.
Yeah, all three of these kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. The nose didn't really match the taste that I was getting.
Exactly.
So,
I think the one that was closest was probably the first one here.
yeah.
As far as the nose and the palate lining up.
Yeah.
These two though, I felt like were complete swaps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. So now that we tried all three, it's time to introduce our beautiful barrel heads to a new segment that I personally would like to call Dump, Sip and Dip, or Keep. So we got 3 bottles and we got 3 categories. Okay, so Dump, which one do we have to get rid of? Sip and Dip, so this is one that you're gonna have to choose to sip once and never again.
Okay.
And then we got Keep.
Okay.
Which one you're gonna cradle, you're gonna love, you're gonna give it all the heart that you possibly can. You're gonna say thank you, bottle, for being in my life.
Oh wow.
You might even want to kiss it.
I might.
All right.
I might.
And then you cradle it.
Do I need to swaddle it too?
Yes.
This sounds interesting.
Yeah, I figured we'd change it up a little bit. Instead of giving it scores like we typically do, I think it'll be an interesting dynamic since we have 3 different bottles to give it that sort of ranking.
Okay.
What would you dump, sip and dip, and keep?
Okay. So this one's gonna pain me a little bit.
Okay.
So if I had to dump one, I think it's gonna be the OESK. And I think the reason for that is because I was so excited to try this one based off the smell, and it was very disappointing on the taste. It didn't match. And for that reason, I'm gonna have to dump that one. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad pour at all. I'm just saying if I had to pick one to dump, it would be this one. My sip and dip, where I try it once and put it off to the side, is gonna be this guy right here, the OBSF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the one I'm keeping, this guy right here, the OESO. Now to me, that struck all the right chords. It had that rich fruit profile, the smell and the taste lined up for me, and I just ended up enjoying it the most.
That's interesting. Okay, so I disagree a little bit here on this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. You got your own profiles here, man.
I have my own profiles,
Yeah.
and my profiles are saying something a little different.
Okay,
Okay.
let's hear it.
I think I'm gonna have to try the OESO one more time because when I tried it, I enjoyed it a lot. But I feel like I had that burn that you typically get from a lower aged bourbon.
Okay.
I would say that this will be my dump.
Okay.
So that's your keep.
Wow.
That's my dump.
2 drastically different takes here on the same bottle.
Yes, exactly.
And this goes to show you, like, it's all going to depend on what your taste profile is. So if you're somebody that enjoys a rich fruit one, you probably enjoy this one.
Right.
If you don't, then you probably dump it like he did.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing right now. And if I get hate on the comments section, I am sorry. I still love you. I would say I would sip and dip. See, so we agree on that one.
Okay.
Wait, did we?
No.
say? No, we didn't. No,
No.
sorry. All right.
We're disagreeing on all 3.
On all 3 of them.
I love
Okay,
it.
All right. I agree. It was a little disappointing when the nose gave you so much baking spices and cloves, and then you taste it, and you get tea.
Yeah.
You know?
Quick finish.
Yeah, it was a quick finish. You get tea, and that's it. But I really enjoyed the flavor profile.
Okay.
I did enjoy it. It was not what I was expecting. So
right.
I'm gonna sip and dip it.
All right.
The keeper for me, the one that I am keeping, because I adore the flavors of cocoa and the rye. The rye. I really enjoyed the rye in a way that I wasn't expecting based on the nose.
Fair enough.
And it was this beautiful bottle right here.
Look at that.
The OBSF.
Well, I want to take my OESO. I'm going to sit over here.
Oh,
What are we doing? Now, we want to hear from you. Which one of these profiles sounds like it lines up with your tastes? And have you tried any of these yet? If so, we want to hear from you.
Absolutely. Let us know which one you will dump, which one is a sip and dip, and which one is a keeper, and possibly even a cradler.
As we have demonstrated so well for you. So, I mean, the bottom line here is there's no bad picks.
No.
Like, we were kind of forced to pick a dump here.
Yeah, thanks to me. I'm
Yeah.
an asshole.
If you're only going to grab one, make sure you go for the one that matches your tastes.
All right, barrelheads, thank you for going along this ride with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, guys, until next time, cheers.